Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel once again, and for today's video I'm going to share my first team that I'm going to use in the Little Jungle Cup for season 15 over here, and it is going to be a really spicy fun team. Not spicy, it's a really hard meta and fun team for me because I'm using a backline of double steel and ground. So once I looked up in the list in PvPoke, Stunfisk, Stunfisk and Steelix looks to be super meta for this Jungle Cup, and that is the reason I'm using that both in a same team with the strategy of ABB team style. So since it's a ABB team style, I have to cover the weaknesses of steel and ground, maybe for pseudo fighters, other ground types and water types as well, maybe Barboach or maybe Wooper as well. That is the reason I am using my lead over here as of Ducklett. So Ducklett with wing attack, bubble beam and brave bird can actually threat those pseudo fighters or maybe part fighters as well, alongside with ground waters over here in this meta over here in this scenario. So that is the reason I'm using Ducklett over here as my lead, and with the safe swap I'm using my shadow Steelix over here because that can lure out a potential counter to Stunfisk as well, while doing neutral damage with Dragon Tail and spammy move of Psychic Fangs as well. So that might be able to help me out to set up the ground for Stunfisk sweep in the end game. So without further more delay, let's quickly jump into the first battle, with which I pick up a lead of Stunfisk, which looks to be a core breaker over here. I'll be quickly safe swapping into my Steelix over here, to which they safe swaps out into their own Nidorina over here. So Nidorina, they have to go for a body slam over here, which is resisted by my steel typing over here, and the other move that they are having access to I feel is going to be a poison fang, which I believe is going to be triple resisted. So they have to go for they have to go for body slam, to which I went for one Psychic Fangs and I'll be going for the farm down. I'm not sure what they thought of. They concede the match over here. Might be they don't have a counter for that over here as well. And now moving on with the second battle, I pick up a lead against Stunfisk, which I think is going to be running Rock Slide along with Earthquake. So I have to shield up the first Rock Slide because now the consequent Rock Slides will do less damage because I'll be going for the first Bubble Beam, which they shield and they safe swaps out into their own Altaria. And if you guys do see, I switch out into my own Steelix over here because I thought my Steelix is having actually Dragon Tail, but it's not, which I do not realize until the fourth match, because as you guys can see, it is actually running Iron Tail and not Dragon Tail, because Dragon Tail would have done so much damage to Altaria, and I might have got alignment over here as well, to which now I have to come back with my own Ducklett over here, and I have to tank one Sky Attack as well because there is no other options in this scenario, because I have only one shield left, which I prefer to go for with my own Stunfisk over here. So I'll be going for the first Bubble Beam over here, to which they comes back with their Pika Libre over here, and now I will be switching out into my own Stunfisk, and I am out of energy. And since I am out of energy, I thought of going for the Earthquake, but I did not, so I went for the bait, which they call it, and they actually will be surviving that because it's double resisted right now. So I will be shielding this move up, which ends up being a Rock Slide, and now I have to go for one more Rock Slide to put this Stunfisk quite low, and I might be able to farm them down, but not before they goes for one more Rock Slide, which does not take me out. And now I have to catch one move, so I'll be going for the first Rock Slide over here because this Thunder Shocks are double resisted because of my ground typing, and now I'll be looking to catch the next move onto my Ducklett, which I do over here, but this is not looking good because it does knock me out. But if I'm able to reach to the next move before them, which I could not because they have enough energy to go for the next flying press, that takes me out and gives them the win over here for the second battle. GG's. Moving on to the third battle, I pick up a lead against female it's a Nidorina over here. And now I'll be looking to no shield the first move, which I believe is going to be a Poison Fang over here. So Poison Fang is neutral, but it does not hurt me a lot because Ducklett is quite tanky. So I'll be going for the first Bubble Beam, and I'll be safe swapping out into my own Steelix. And till now, I haven't still realized that I'm actually running Iron Tail, because if you guys see, this Iron Tail does so much damage to this Cottony over here, and I think this ends up being in a good side because they thought actually I'm running Dragon Tail, which I was not. So I'll be shielding this next move up, which is a Grass Knot, which would have easily one-shot me over here from that kind of range. And now they have to come back with their final Pokemon, or maybe their own Nidorina, which they do, and I'll be going for the next Psychic Fangs to take them out, or maybe get their final shield. So they let it go, and the final Pokemon that they have access to is going to be their own Ducklett. So for Ducklett, I can let this charge move go through because is going to be a Bubble Beam, and it does take me out, which I am fine with, and I'll be coming back with my own Ducklett over here. So since we are almost at same energy, so I thought of shielding this move up, and I'll be going for the bait move of Bubble Beam of my own, and I thought I will be getting the shield, which you guys will feel that it does not take out the final shield from my opponent's end, which is not really great. But now I have to go for one more Bubble Beam over here because I want them to want their attack to be dropped very consequently over here, because that's how I can match this, give some win condition for this match, because this Bubble Beams will not do enough damage, and I have to get to 2 Rock Slides to take this Ducklett out. So Bubble Beam coming in, so they'll be constantly debuffing me with their Bubble Beams as well. But now I'll be going for my first Rock Slide, which I believe is going to take out the final shield from my opponent's end, which it do. And now I did a CMP die over here with the Ducklett, and I actually won it, and I'll be going for the next Rock Slide that does take it out and give me the win for the battle over here. GG's. Moving into the second last battle of the video and the set, I pick up a lead of Ducklett over in this scenario. So with Ducklett lead, so I'll be going for the first Bubble Beam bait, which they do not call. So they went for the shield, and now I am calling the next move. And since I'm having a bit of a higher energy Ducklett, so I let this next charge move go through, which ends up being a Brave Bird with this that does take me out, which I am fine with, because now I can easily come back with my own Steelix, to which they went for one more Brave Bird, and they safe swapped out into their own Purloin over here. So for Purloin, I'm going to be honest, I do not have any idea what it is having as a moveset. So it looks like they're actually running Faint Attack with Night Slash over here. So one Rock Slide does take it out, and the final Pokemon that they have access to is going to be a Charm Cottony over here. So for Charm Cottony, I will be going for the first Rock Slide over here, which does quite a bit of damage here as well. And now I'll be going for my next move, which is going to be getting the final shield from my opponent's end. And now from this kind of range, I am not sure if I'm able to reach to the next move, which I do just before in time, and they did catch the next move onto their own Ducklett over here as well, which I believe is going to be fine, because I have got a pretty healthy Steelix over here that will resist this charms, and I'll do super active damage with my wrong moveset over here with Iron Tail, and I do get the game for this battle over here as well. Moving into the final battle of the video and the set, I pick up a Ducklett lead yet again, but this time I have switched out my Iron Tail for Dragon Tail over here, which is having a safer and neutral moveset. So I'll be going for the first bait of Bubble Beam, which they call actually, and now they will be going back with their own Dean over here, and now you guys can see how much does a Dragon Tail do to a Dragon type over in this scenario, which I am very much fine with, and to which now they will be coming back with their own Ducklett once again, and I'll be going for the next Psychic Fangs to get the first shield from my opponent's end, and they have to throw, because since their defense is lowered and how much oppressive Dragon Tail is, they do not want to take in much damage over here. So that is the reason I will let my next I'll let my Steelix go down, and I have to shield up this next move, which is going to be a Brave Bird, which I call and do put my shields correctly, and they save saps out into their own Courtney. So I'll be going for the first Brave Bird that does land, one shots the Courtney over here, and I'll be safe swapping out into my own Stunfisk. But I'm not sure what, if they're lagging off, if they're waiting out, or if they have conceded the match. So I will be safe swapping again into my own Stunfisk, but now I'll be doubling up on energy with my Stunfisk over here. So I'll be going for the first Rock Slide that will be taking out the Ducklett and will give me the win for the final battle of the set over here as well. So this team was really fun for me, and since it's going to be Little Cup, it does take very little time to complete the matches over here. So that will be all for this video. See you again in the next one. Till then, peace.